Hey everyone, welcome to Moment with Esther. My name is Esther Ilisomi, the host for this show. With me in the studio is beautiful Dr. Oluwadosi Falade.
Hello everyone.
Yes, hello to you, Dr. Dosi. We promised to bring experts to this show. Last week we were talking about post-traumatic stress disorder. Sit back and enjoy as we enlighten you more on this topic with Dr. Oluwadosi Falade. Dr. Oluwadosi Falade, please, what can you tell our listener out there on post-traumatic stress disorder? What do you have to say?
All right. Firstly, I would like to thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, post-traumatic stress disorder. Permit me to use the abbreviation PTSD. Is a prolonged, usually delayed, intense response to like an extremely stressful event.
Okay.
So for post-traumatic stress disorder, it is a form of stress, or it is a type of stress. Stress in itself is the body's response of either physical, mental, behavioral to life happenings that seems to threaten or that seems to threaten us on a daily basis. That is stress. But PTSD is a form, a type of stress on its own, and it's usually seen or occurs after an extremely stressful event. So that's what makes PTSD in code a special response to stress, or a special type of stress. Thank you for
Let me quickly ask you this. What are the symptoms and how did they manifest?
Okay. For PTSD, there are specific features that we see that on seeing those features, we make a diagnosis. This is PTSD. Or generally, for stress, we have specific symptoms that point to this person is being stressed up. So, for example, now it can be mental, it can be physical, it can be behavioral, it can be emotional. For emotional symptoms, that everybody goes through that one. People are just like anger, impatience, and like depression too, like we often see. Also for mental symptoms, there is irritability. Irritability is just undue stimulation to any form of stress.
You easily get irritated
by things that on a norm should not even piss you off. Okay, so and also hyperactivity can be mental. There's restlessness. For behavioral changes, we see people who are having PTSD, stress, change in eating pattern. Some people eat more, some people eat less. Alcohol, some people resort to taking alcohol just to get the happening behind them. Some people resort to substance use. Also for the physical aspect, we have like it affects the body. Stress affects the body. Talk of insomnia, difficulty sleeping, and headaches, palpitations, increase that beat, that's palpitations, and there's a way that the whole body having tremors, the whole body just undue tiredness. Those are the symptoms. Well, for clinical features of PTSD, number one, there are paradoxal symptoms, and this person, like, which is also similar to the symptoms, is just irritable, restless, practically everywhere. Also, specifically in people that have PTSD, they have like a withdrawal from what happened, like intentionally trying to forget, willfully trying to forget what happened, or the events around what happened. Specifically too, in people with PTSD, is the fact that they lose interest in what used to appeal to them. Like somebody who loves cooking, who something, a major life event happened to, and the person has practically lost appetite for for cooking and results to just eating anything. So those are features suggestive that are more specific for post-traumatic stress. Another thing is also intrusion. Then the person is just, yes, I forgot to mention lack of concentration, poor concentration. That's under their arousal and mental symptoms. But for intrusion, person keeps having flashback, cannot concentrate, and their minds are all being intruded by the life events that happen to them. And also, even when they are sleeping, they still have nightmares, have terrible dreams. So those are features that are specific for PTSD.
Thank you very much. So, what are the causes and triggers?
Okay, for causes and triggers, I will start by saying there are predisposing factors to having PTSD. It's not everybody that undergoes a major stress that will come down with PTSD, but it has been found to that there are some predisposing factors such as genetic factors, and also when there is an history of mood or anxiety disorder in the family or in the person, also a previous history of trauma too can lead to PTSD. Also, the female gender has been found to be more prone to having PTSD. To having PTSD, and also lack of social support. It's it predisposes people to stress because the elastic limb, for people who have social support, they have better able to cope with stress, unlike people who don't have social support. So that's for the triggers and for the causes, right? Like I said earlier, major life events, and like we have them, it can be natural disasters, like something so extreme, like talk of a flood, or an earthquake where it happens, and man-made natural disasters like fire accidents where it leaves the person with cars. Also road traffic accidents. We've seen people who have had road traffic accidents leading to amputations, and because of that it eventually, in fact, they had to succumb to the depression of having that accident, which eventually killed or led to their death. Also, physical assault.
Before we leave, I want to bring this. Somebody dropped something here that I've read. She wants us to help her out. This is a story. So I've read it. I'm going to try as much as possible to summarize the story. She lost her father. Like, she's very close to her both parents. They do everything for her. She had no worries to do anything. So it's her parents that does everything. She doesn't know how to buy things, including her own needs, everything. She gets it from home. That is the kind of person she is. So she lost her dad. 3 years after, she lost her mom. But before the death of her mom, the mom had this, what do they call it? This crisis that led to stroke. Doctors, you should know. So she was taking the mom around. She was in a relationship, but the man, there was break in communication. The man was not communicating again, everything. There was a time that she even planned committing suicide. You understand? So along the line, she lost her mother, and the guy broke up with her 2 days after she lost her mother.
That's wicked.
The guy broke up with her, and they had to talk the guy to start talking to her, and they started talking and all that. She went to see the guy, and the guy wanted them to come back again. That is not in a relationship. Then there are some sensitive things that they discussed, that the guy was like, don't tell my people that we saw. Don't tell my people that we discussed this sort thing. And the girl still loved the guy. And so she was so scared of hurting the guy. She allowed her emotion to get the best part of her. So when she met these people who loved her wholeheartedly, she acted the scripts she and the guy have already written. She acted the scripts, and along the line, the guy busted everything. Also told the people that the lady cherished, that she met through the guy who happened to be the guy's family members. So the guy told them everything. Did she tell you we met? Did she tell you we passed the night together? Did she tell you this? Did she tell you this? And she ended up losing the trust of those people, that she find, okay, I've lost my parents, now I have another parent whom I can actually confide in anytime. Now she have lost their trust. So the trauma is always there. You understand? Sometimes she won't talk to them. She have issues she's passing through. She wants to share it with them. But because she have lost their trust, she's like, how would they react well? How would they feel? You understand? Stuff like that. So she wants us to help her out. What should she do? Actually, she said she stopped doing certain things, like stop praying regularly the way she used to be. She stopped relating to people, especially opposite sex, and the likes.
Thank you so much for asking your question, ma'am. Whoever that is, it takes courage to share your story, and I appreciate you for doing that. So like I said earlier, we all have different capacities to handle stress. You get?
Yes.
So the first thing and the most important thing in stress management, in the management of post-traumatic stress disorder, is counseling and psychotherapy. We can't just keep managing the symptoms of, oh, I have a headache, oh, I'm feeling palpitation, oh, I can't eat well, oh, this and that. Usually there is an underlying cause, and that is what we will like to address. So the best way to address it is through counseling and psychotherapy. For this person, I would like to have a session with you.
Okay.
And let me act out the session that life happens. Life happens, and there is a natural response of the body to stress, even as it happens. And most importantly is how it is handled. When you feel that this particular one is bigger than I can handle, is already driving me crazy, let me use that thing, I would want to encourage you and motivate you to ventilate, open up, talk with someone, talk, like, because this is your life, which is very important in the management of PTSD. There must be an acceptance that this has happened. Like, an assault happened, an accident happened, it has happened. It is a life event and it has happened. So practically, it's not like there is a drug that you use, a medication that automatically cures PTSD. Schedule counseling, schedule psychotherapy, and be faithful, be open up, like I said, open up, be faithful to open up everything to your therapist and to anybody you think you are convenient or comfortable with to share your experiences with. It must be someone that you can trust to, that won't loud your problem to everybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sister, brother, I'm telling you, it has happened and you have to accept it. Don't try to run away from that major life event that happened. Don't try to accept it, and from there move on. Let the fighter in you come alive, because that event, that singular event, does not entirely define you.
So, Dr. Johnson, thank you very much. That singular event does not define you. You have your own life. Your life. You don't have a take two of your life, right?
Yes.
You don't have take two of your life, just one life, and you don't have spare battery.
Yes.
So acceptance is a necessity, right?
It is.
So accept the fact that that thing has happened. Then
Don't be in denial.
That's all Dr. Lucy has done justice to this topic. So thank you for staying with us. Thank you, Dr. Just for coming here on this
Thank
show.
you for having me.
I think we should not go. I mean, now we are still out there. Thank you for joining us on Moment with Esther. It has been an incredible journey filled with what heartfelt emotions. Because when I was reading that lady story, I wanted to start crying. I'm very very emotional. We hope that you have been inspired. Yes. Hope you have been inspired and you've learned one thing or the other from this segment. Join us for another awareness on PTSD. Like I said, this is the month for PTSD awareness. So we want to do justice. Next we are bringing another expert to continue from where our beautiful Dr. Lucy stopped. So Dr. Lucy, feel the light.
Hi everyone. Please manage your stress correctly.
Yes, manage your stress correctly. I remain your host, Esther Ilisoni. Bye for now. Bye.